Welcome to Peter King's Training Camp Tour, presented by Die Hard Batteries and Advance Auto Parts. Peter King with NBC Sports here at Bucs Camp in Tampa. You know, I'm here on the occasion of Tom Brady's 45th birthday, but if you're expecting some happy birthday to you, Tom, Brady was nowhere to be found. Given a Veterans Day off, was inside the facility along with 4 other veteran players, so never saw Brady. Probably a good idea for Brady to be out of sight in the wake of the scandal that erupted in Miami that tangentially affects him, because the NFL obviously ruled that, in violation of league rules, that he was talking to Miami while he was still an employee of another organization. So Brady out of sight, but definitely not out of mind. Clyde Christensen, the longtime quarterback coach, has coached some of the great ones, including Peyton Manning, told Jason Light, the GM, recently, he goes, "You're not going to believe this. Brady's arm's better than I've ever seen it." So Brady is not going to be the big worry, but his center might be. After Ryan Jensen, the incumbent that Brady really fought for when he came out of retirement for the Bucs to pay him, got him a $13 million a year contract. Obviously, when Ryan Jensen goes down with an injury early in camp, they've got to turn to the number 2 guy, who's Robert Hainsey. Drafted out of Notre Dame in the 3rd round last year, not played yet, not started a game yet, but he basically is going to be given the job, going to be given the opportunity to win the job in training camp, and he was practicing with the ones throughout this practice today. I expect him to get the job. Interesting. So when I asked Todd Bowles, the head coach of the Bucs, about him, he goes, "Hey, listen, every day he's facing Akeem Hicks and Vita Vea. And if that can't get you ready for the season, I don't know what will." So that looks like it's going to be manageable. In fact, Bowles said to me, he said, "I'm not really particularly worried about that job." Let's go to the defense. 3 interesting things that I saw in defense. Number 1, Keanu Neal is going to be a big factor in that secondary. Logan Ryan, formerly of the Giants last year, he's going to be a factor in the secondary. But I think the biggest factor among the new players on that defense is going to be Akeem Hicks. Got new life after being in Chicago for a few years, has been really excited and lifted the play of that defensive front early in training camp. Now, I give you a fantasy note every year. Here's my fantasy note here. And I don't mean to be down on Julio Jones, okay? But I would be very careful drafting Julio Jones, no matter how optimistic everyone here is that Julio Jones is going to be a part of the rotation, and that probably with Chris Godwin iffy to start the season coming off his ACL surgery, I think they're going to give Julio Jones every opportunity to play significant snaps. But, hey, this is a guy who's played 39% of the snaps the last 2 years, barely practiced either in Atlanta in 2020 or Tennessee in 2021. I would be very careful late in the rounds of your fantasy draft in taking Julio Jones. In Tampa at Bucs Camp, this is Peter King.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.